Okay, hello everyone, and today we are gonna talk about subselectors in Minecraft. So, the last time around we talked about what selectors are, right? And today we are gonna talk about subselectors. So, we know from last time that selectors are something that either that essentially can talk about one or more entities, one entity or a group of entities. But so we know that we can do slash kill Eddie. That will just kill all entities because Eddie is the selector for all entities. What this means is all entities, right? Kill all entities. Um, so, but let's say that we wanted to kill all pigs. Let's say it's not like we can do kill add pig, right? That would not work. It doesn't make any sense. So, what we can do is use subselectors. In this case, type pig. Now let me explain that. So in every selector we can use subselectors by adding square brackets to it. So I do Eddie, and here I specify it. So I specify the selectors by using one or more subselectors. So in our case, type pig. You see? So let's imagine this like it was English. So what we are doing by running this command is we are telling the Minecraft kill by using the slash kill, add e all entities, and now type is equal to pig. So that are a pig. So this is what we are telling the computer to do: kill all entities. So if we just left kill Eddie, right? That's that, because kill all entities. But by doing this, we are using subselectors to more thoroughly define the all entities term for the PC. Pig. You see? Kill all entities that are a pig is equal to kill Eddie type pig. So this is very useful because, of course, you don't just want to kill every time you want to kill all pigs. You don't do kill all entities, you know. But there are many subselectors. One of them is, for instance, type. So as I just showed. So some selectors, it matters who the executor is, but type is not one of them. No matter who executes the command, it doesn't matter. The outcome of the type equals to will be the same. The subselector does not need to know the executor. So if we have here kill Eddie cow, we're telling the PC once again entities that are a cow. Kill all entities that are a cow. So if we do this, boom, all entities that are a cow die, but I'm an entity and I'm still alive because I have not been included by the subselector. So now let's go for another subselector. Limit is equal to. So let's say that we want that there are too many villagers on our Minecraft world and it's lagging the game. So we have like many villagers, you see? So we want to get rid of some of them, but not all of them. So what we can do is kill Eddie, type is equal to villager, comma, limit is equal to 5. So you see that we've used multiple subselectors. And what we are telling the Minecraft here is kill all entities, which is by kill Eddie. And now the subselectors. So that are a villager, but only 5. So but stop at 5. So we're telling it to kill 5 of those entities. Limited by 5, something like that, something along those lines. So if we just run this, it's gonna kill 5 villagers. You see, killed 5 entities. So this is very important too. So if you wanted to reduce the lag on the server, what you could do is kill Eddie, type is villager at limit 5, for instance, right? So there is also a very important thing to subselectors. Some of them have a not selector in them. So just if it's getting messy in your head, there are selectors, those have subselectors, and those have not selectors. So, what is a not selector? Let's say that we want to kill everything that is not a player. So if you do this, what we're telling the computer is kill all entities that are a player, which is pointless because what we can do if we wanted to kill all players, we could just do add a, because that's a selector that selects all players. But let's say we want to kill everything but players, right? So let's point in some cows. And if you do type is equal to exclamation mark player, this is not a subselector, this is a not selector. So that's the difference. So what it will do now, it's kill everything but a player, you see? So this is very important. So the difference between subselectors and not selectors is extremely important to recognize. Now, some selectors cannot become some subselectors cannot become not selectors. So type can become a not selector by doing type equals to exclamation mark player. You know, by that we make it from subselector to not selector. But for instance, limit, we cannot make that a not selector. It wouldn't make sense. Well, what you would be telling the computer is kill all entities but stop at not 5. What does that mean? I mean, if I do this, kill all entities that are a villager but stop at not 5. That doesn't make any sense, you know? So some subselectors can be turned into not selectors and some cannot. For instance, distance. This one cannot be turned into a not selector. And it is pretty self-explanatory what this does. So it measures the distance from an executor, right? So if we do something along the lines of kill and at e all entities that are a cow, type is equal to cow, limit 2, so it stops at 2 cows, so it only kills 2 cows. And they have to be 3 blocks away from the executor. The executor is the command block, and 3 blocks, exactly 3 blocks. So let's do this actually. 1, 2, 3. So this is 3 blocks, right? Boom. Oh wait, I can't count. So now. So the reason this did not work is the fact that it is extremely impossible to use the distance subselector without using the smaller or greater 2. So what we're telling here, that kill all entities that are a cow but stop at 2, but that are exactly 3 blocks away. Exactly 3 blocks away. So how do you measure that, right? So where does a block start? So if we open the F3 tab, it starts at this very pixel. You see this pixel? This is where a block starts measurement. So what we're doing is 1, 2, 3. We are killing all cows that are exactly on this pixel. I mean, how unlikely is that? How unlikely it is that a cow is gonna be exactly on this pixel, this 1 picometer. So what we can do is that are further than 3 blocks. How do we do that? Well, if we add 2 dots after the number, it means that all the cows that are 3 blocks or further. So if we do this now, we spawn cows further away, boom, they all die. Now we did say limit 2, so it only kills 2 of them. But let's say we wanted to do closer than 3 blocks, right? So we do dot 3, closer or equal to 3 blocks. So if we, let's actually remove the limit. So if we place a bunch of cows here, and then a bunch of cows here, boom, all of these cows die, but none of these do, because they are not closer than 3 blocks to the executor. So this is one of them that really needs to know the executor. Game mode is equal to. it doesn't matter about the executor here, and this can be turned into a not selector. So if I do kill at A, game mode survival. So this will tell the computer to kill all players, because it's at A, that have survival, right? Because game mode survival. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. But if I run this, it's not gonna kill me, right? And if I do game mode is equal to exclamation mark survival, now what I'm telling the computer is kill all players that do not have survival, because I'm turning it into a not selector. So now I should wait. I did not save it. Oops. I should die. So boom, I died because I am not in survival mode right now. Now let's move to the next one. About in this one, it does not matter who the executor is, and it can be turned into a not selector. So if I do kill all players, name is equal to TouchPack8. This is gonna kill all players whose name is TouchPack8. That's pretty self-explanatory. Even though you might argue this is very, very useless, because I can do just kill TouchPack8 and it's gonna be the same thing. Now in this case you would be right. It is completely pointless to do it this way. But if this was not targeted at players, and I would turn this as add E. This is all entities with name TouchPack8. So if I do this, and I name a cow TouchPack8, and then I put a cow next to it that is just a normal cow. Now boom, I'm gonna die, the cow is gonna die, because it was named TouchPack8. Of course, this can again be turned into a not selector. So if I put a cow named TouchPack8, boom, everything but us is gonna die because we are named TouchPack8. NBT is equal to this. Essentially can check for specific NBTs in NBT tags in an entity. So I could do kill all entities. NBT is equal to I don't know. Now I would do like selected item. So this would kill all entities that have stone in hand, right? But this is so this subselector uses define selectors, which essentially, so this subselector uses NBT tags. So we are extending the list further down. Selectors at top, subselectors, and those subselectors can sometimes, or not selectors, it doesn't matter, those can sometimes go into NBT tags. You know, it can go down this path. Of course, we can do NBT is equal to exclamation mark and make it a not selector, because let's say we wanted to check for all the players that don't have a stone in hand, right? So now scores is equal to, this checks for variables. So scores is equal to I don't know, A is equal to 1. So later in the coding, we will be able to create our own variables, and we check for those by scores. This is a very important subselector because variables are going to be very useful. Sort is just the order in which it should prioritize the command. Let me explain. So what we're telling the command block here is kill Eddie, limit 1, sort furthest. So this is gonna kill all entities that is 1, so it's gonna kill one entity that is the furthest from the command block, you know? So the sort is like prioritization, because if you just said kill at E, limit 1, it would have to kill one entity, and like, it doesn't have anything to choose from. It would just choose a random entity, because, you know, it doesn't know how to choose. But if we specify which entity it should choose, sort furthest, for instance, is gonna choose the furthest entity. So if I put a cow here, okay, there was an entity somewhere further. Some items on the ground. So you can see, okay, the cow died now. So it really matters about the executor here, because it is the furthest from the executor. But here's the thing about this subselector: it doesn't always matter about the executor. So if we do furthest, of course it matters about the executor. If we do nearest, it matters about the executor, because it's the nearest one to the executor. So this would kill the nearest entity. So boom, boom, see? And then there is random. That would just kill a completely random entity, and then arbitrary. Now this one is a bit complex, so we're gonna get to it in the future. And now tag. So you can tag every entity in the game by using the /tag command. And here I have kill all entities who are tagged with boy, right? Now it's not gonna do anything because no entity has a tag boy. But if I do /tag add e type cow, so add a tag to all entities that are a cow, add boy. Now these cows have the boy tag, so it's gonna kill them. But if I do this again and I add the boy tag to all entities, and then I spawn in another cows. Now these cows do not have the boy tag because I spawned them after running the boy command. So it's gonna kill all the cows with the boy tag, but not the ones without it. So /tag is also gonna be quite important. And the tag subSelector is also very important. Now this can of course be turned into not selector, and it does not matter about the executor in this case. So this is very, very complex, but this is a longer episode because subselectors are literally the main block of any coding in this game. Anything you do that is more complex than /say, you're probably gonna need subselectors. They are very, very important to get in your mind. You can test around with this a bit with the examples we've shown in this video. You can do /kill distance 3 ... which will kill everything that is further than 3 blocks. Well, that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you next time.